Folks, $5,000 can be claimed right now by many Americans. Negotiations are beginning on boosted cash payments that would actually help provide financial aid to many low-income households. Here is the latest news on another round of stimulus checks. The Alaska Senate approved a state spending package, and that includes spending cash payments of $5,500 for people in Alaska. The package includes dividends of about $4,200 to residents this year, as well as energy relief. These energy relief checks are about $1,300. The vote in Alaska comes as a number of other states are considering sending more direct payments to the residents as Americans continue to grapple with record high inflation and rising gas prices, driven by the crisis. The package passed 15-5 and was sent to the House, and it will be decided whether to agree with the Senate version. The House approved a version of the budget last month, and that included a dividend of roughly $1,250 and a $1,300 energy check. Lawmakers in recent years have been divided over the size of the dividend, traditionally paid with earnings from the state oil's wealth fund, known as the Alaska Permanent Fund. During a debate on the budget, the Senate voted 10-9 in support of a dividend of about $4,200. The cost for the size dividend would be nearly $2.8 billion, while the cost of the proposed energy payment is estimated at $840 million. Supporters of the Senate budget argued that Alaskans could use the financial help, while critics raised concerns about the possible fiscal consequences. The Alaska House Speaker was critical of conservative lawmakers in the state Senate for voting for a budget that could dip deeply into the state's savings. And also, everybody, over 300,000 low-income essential workers across Massachusetts will begin receiving their second round of stimulus checks this week. The $500 payment is scheduled to be mailed out starting Monday as part of the Baker's administration crisis employee premium program. The first set of these payments were announced in February and distributed to around 480,000 people in March. This round offers another $165 million in relief funding to an estimated 330,000 eligible residents in June. Eligibility is based on Massachusetts tax returns for 2021. To qualify, you have had to make at least $13,000 and seen the total income at or below 300% of the federal poverty level. For a household of one person, that level was around $38,000. For a family of four, that would be up to $79,000. Those who received the payment in the first round or who received unemployment benefits in 2021 are not eligible for this, however. Massachusetts executive branch employees who received a one-time crisis-related payment from the state are also ineligible. The first round of payments was determined by 2020 state tax returns and followed similar criteria. Now, while there was much talk about a pending recession as the Federal Reserve takes steps to tamp down high inflation, recent reports on the health of the economy show cooling but still going strong. This is good news for the White House as the American public becomes increasingly concerned. Amid rising inflation and high gas prices, federal legislation that provide Americans with a fourth economic payment remains stalled in Congress. Democratic Representative Mike Thompson announced that he was introducing new legislation that would send eligible Americans energy rebate checks, titled the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. The legislation, which was co-sponsored by Representatives Larson and Underwood, came amid rising gas prices in the United States. Thompson sent a statement announcing the legislation. Americans are feeling the impact at the pump of the crisis, and right now we must work together. Folks, do you believe that President Biden should do more for the stimulus checks and the American people? Tell me what you think in the comments.
Taxes go up by 1 penny. So the overwhelming majority of the American people would not see any increase in their taxes under this proposal. The tax increase in our legislation only applies to the wealthiest 6.4% of all Americans, those who make $250,000 a year or more. Further and importantly, under this bill, Social Security benefits would be increased by $2,400 a year for both new and existing recipients, lifting millions of seniors out of poverty. In addition, under this bill, we would increase COLAs for senior citizens by more accurately measuring the spending pattern for senior citizens through the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. Now, one of the reasons that I called
stimulus checks are being discussed by a large group of lawmakers in Congress. Many people want to include an extra $100 stimulus check into the relief package. Janet Yellen has also confirmed that the fourth stimulus package is not going to affect inflation, and so that's good news for all of us. That's good news for the many people that need stimulus checks. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen defended the Biden administration's 2021 stimulus package against criticism that it is blamed for high inflation.
And create more competition and hold big pharma and PBMs accountable. In addition, I have a comprehensive bill to lower prescription drug prices that could pass the Senate with at least 60 votes. My bill is bipartisan, it's been negotiated, and it's comprehensive. The bill is called the Prescription Drug Pricing Act. It's also known as Grassley-Wyden, but I want to be fair to Wyden. I'm not sure that he would claim that he negotiated that bill, but I still like the bipartisan part of it. The Senate should act today on this bipartisan bill to lower drug prices, because this is what Grassley-Wyden would do. It would lower.
And on jobs, 428,000. This is our 12th month, and even dozen now over 400,000. I would have picked 410,000, so I would have been close. 406,000 is private payrolls, 55,000, well above expectations on manufacturing.
They are reviewing, everybody, a proposal from Joe Biden and Congress. This will actually give us an extra stimulus check every single month, and also it will help out the people that are on low income, Social Security, SI, and SSDI. So, this benefit increase is currently being pushed by lawmakers, and the Social Security Administration is expected to receive more funds just to help prevent the benefit payments from running out. Now, back in March, the Social Security Board of Trustees did release the annual report on the financial status of this Social Security Trust Fund. And according to this report, cash for the Social Security program is going to run out in 2031. That's just in 8 years' time. If more funds are not directed to the support, then 66 million recipients are going to have their benefits cut by a quarter. This prediction is a year closer than the previous estimate of 2032, and it's because of slower than expected economic growth. The trustee lead and Treasury Secretary Jenny Yellen to reporters, Social Security and Medicare are two bedrock programs that older Americans rely upon for their Social Security. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to ensuring the long-term viability of these critical programs so that retirees can receive the hard-earned benefits that they are owed. And I agree with this, folks. People that are on Social Security should not be having any problems. They should be getting their Social Security payment properly. If you guys agree, tell me in the comments. Elsewhere, though, the combined asset reserves of both the Aging and Survivors Insurance and Disability Insurance Trust Fund will be depleted by 2034. That's if Congress does not act before then. There will only be enough revenue to pay for the 80% of scheduled benefits, and the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund will be payable to scheduled benefits until 2033, after which only 77% of scheduled benefits will be payable. The annual report states that the reserve assets of the combined trust funds decreased by $22 billion in 2022 for a total of almost $2.83 trillion. In addition, the total annual cost of the program is projected to exceed total annual revenue this year. And according to